Welcome back to episode 8 of the Tik Talks podcast. And I'm your host, Ountae Campbell. And as you know, Tik Talks podcast is a family thing. I'm going to tell you this every single time I get on this podcast. And this week we have somebody hailing from the great city of El Paso, Texas. They played soccer for 2 years at the University of Texas, El Paso. And then they moved on and played 3 years at the University of St. Mary's in San Antonio. And this person, of course, is Jackie Miller. She's a great person. She has a lot of insight on college athletics, music, food, traveling. So make sure you tune in all the way to the end. And thanks for watching. Yeah, so welcome, Jackie.
Hi, Ountae. How are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
Good.
I'm good.
Just, me waking up from a nap.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to interrupt that nap a little bit and get you on the pod this week. It's going to be a fun episode, and I'm just glad that you're here. But the first thing I want to know about you is what are some of the athletes you looked up to growing up? And were there some other athletes that really boiled your blood or got you upset every time you saw 'em?
Oh, so I never really had any professional athletes I looked up to. Just because everyone has their own kind of type of style of play. So I did have one. I guess one person that's been big in my life. He's my individual coach. I've known him since I was little because he was my brother's coach before.
Mm-hmm.
And so before I started playing soccer, he had a team. So I was like, I'm going to join it, shifting from ballet to soccer. And so he played pro, semi pro. He played any type of soccer from professional to Sunday league because, that's what he loves.
Yeah,
And so he made me enjoy soccer. And the way he made it that it should be fun, something you should do if you enjoy it.
right, right.
And so I looked up to him, just saying wow, this is how someone's perspective should be, especially on if it's something that I love too.
Right. Yeah.
And so he definitely made me really enjoy it, especially being on his team and throughout my journey when I definitely hit rough patches. He made me question why am I still doing this?
Yeah. And what was the answer to that
And
question?
um I think I just during those rough patches I just had to push through just because again, it's not going to be always a steady journey. You're going to have your ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made me question how much do I love the sport to continue?
Yeah.
And it's what am I going to do to change it? Or is it something that I need to do within myself or within my style of play or the way on or off the field to continue to enjoy what I want?
Yeah. I think everybody always hits that wall at some point where they have to question, like, hey, do I really want to be here? Why am I doing this? Like, what am I, what am I going to do to make myself the player that I want to be? And sometimes, like, I used to talk about a lot, like, I would write on my shoes to, like, remind myself, like, what I played for and what it, and mine was just, I wanted to have fun. Like, that's how I started out playing, like, wanting to play basketball because it was fun. So I would always remind myself on my shoes, like, have fun. That was the last thing I would look at before I got out on the court every single time. Remind myself, like, this is a kid's game. Like, we put a lot of work and effort into it, but like the whole point of it is just to entertain ourselves, the fans, whatever. So it's like at the end of the day, I might as well just enjoy it because it's the life we chose. I say that a lot. Like, we chose this life, so like you might as well enjoy what you're doing. or there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, you're not wrong because what is it? What is it? When I sometimes go, my little cousins, they're starting to play soccer, and like I see them playing, and I'm like, wow, like that's how I used to enjoy it when I was younger. As like as like when we entered college, so it's dang, I have practice this at this time and weights, and like, but you see like the joy in them, like because that's how we used to be, and that's how we fell in love with the sport.
Right. And I think even myself, like seeing my little cousins play the little sports that they play too, like reminded me of like how excited I used to be to like go to practice and just be able to like, for them, they play, a lot of them play baseball. So like hit the ball or, you know what I mean? Just to shoot the ball once. And then, obviously you get into it and you're like, oh my God, I got to do this shooting drill. I hate this or whatever. But like, they're just happy to see it go in one time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just obviously reminding yourself of like that childish joy that you had growing up. And speaking of growing up, what were the other sports that you played besides soccer growing up? And then when did you realize that soccer was a sport for you?
So I actually didn't play that many sports. Just because my mom, she kind of wanted me to be a girly girl, a real girly girl. She tried to force pink on me a lot. So I was a ballerina at
Oh,
first. Like I did the tutu,
wow. Well,
everything.
dancing is a sport.
Um,
Ballerina is a sport. Don't let anybody tell you differently, okay?
well, it wasn't that much physical contact compared to
Hmm.
soccer. So,
That's what you
but yeah,
wanted.
yeah, so the only reason I went into soccer was because like after ballerina, um, was it practice and stuff or rehearsal. My mom was a soccer mom for my brother's team.
Hmm.
So after she would pick me up because the studio was like really close to my brother's practice,
Hmm.
and so she would pick me up, and then I would just be out there for hours, and I just watch my brother and like all these other like teams practice from like even girls that were like maybe 15, 16, like they're in high school,
Hmm.
and like all of them are just laughing, enjoying themselves, and I was like, wow, like this sport it looks really fun. So like so you could say I grew up around soccer more, so that kind of like made me be like, hey, let me try this because when I was in ballet, we had so many like the Nutcracker, the Swan Lake, and all those,
Hmm.
and like I would try out for the bigger parts and stuff, but like I never got them just because a lot of family was in it, so like they would get the bigger parts because the owner was related to them.
Hmm.
So I was like, it's time to try something new,
Yeah.
and I don't think the tutus were fitting me anymore. Were suiting
A
me.
little nepotism in the local El Paso Swan Lake Productions, Black Swan Productions. No, I'm just funny. I'm just playing, but yeah, that's funny. Okay, so how did you know? Like, obviously, you play midfielder, defender. How did you know that that was your position and that that's the one that you wanted to rock with?
So honestly, I never knew. I think a lot of people just stuck me wherever I felt well with the team. Like at UTEP, I think I played center mid, outside wing, outside mid. So I played different positions just depending like what we needed and stuff. But my natural position is just midfield, like more of a game player style because I love to take control
Hmm.
of the game and just being able to like set people up. And I feel like my soccer IQ is very well, just because my club coach he made us develop it throughout when we were with him, just because he's like, you don't know where you'll end up. Like if someone gets hurt and we need that position, like you have to be able to step up.
Yeah, it's funny.
So like
Go ahead. Sorry.
just oh no, you're good. Just being able to step up and like understanding like every game at position and what you need during that game, it like helps so much.
Yeah. It's funny that you bring that up, though, just about how club really helped you out because in the basketball world, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but there's just like a huge conversation about club basketball, or AAU as we like to call it,
Yeah.
and how it doesn't prepare people for, the next level, whether that be college or professional basketball, because there's kind of just this message of just, hey, let's just go get talent, roll the balls out. We'll play 7 times a day. And we never really teach these kids how to like play team concepts or like understand why they are doing the things they're doing or what to look for. Would you say that's kind of the same in soccer, like club soccer growing up, or is it a little bit different depending on where you are in the country?
I say it depends, just because like I have been lucky enough to be able to have like really great coaches throughout my life, because I've gone from the coach's memo where he's the person I've always looked up to, and he's always been part of my journey. And then I went to a coach that he was doing it because, I mean, again, like he wanted a paycheck and stuff like that, and he did teach us some stuff, but there was some point like he was doing it for himself, like more than us. So that's when I decided to make a change and go into a different club team, because all the girls of my prior team I grew up with, we were in the same school and stuff, and like it really hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But like I had to do what was best for me and what I wanted. So then I ended up with a really great coach at the end of my club career,
Mm-hmm.
just because it was far. It was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, so 4 hours. Like me and my mom every weekend we would drive on Sunday, 4 hours in the morning, have two practices that day, and then we would drive back that night, and then I would have school the next day. So like I was very thankful enough to have been like able to find that
Mm-hmm.
team, just because um, they were willing to work with what I could have like for my schedule, and like being able to play with them. They're all great girls. Like all of us like still talk to each other. We stay in touch. Like everyone's so like involved still with each other.
Yeah. That's great. That's crazy. I didn't know that you drove that far. That's real dedication. That's why you're the GOAT for sure, because you just dedicated to the sport. You know what I mean? But your dad graduated from UTEP, and obviously you're from El Paso. Was it always a goal of yours to play for the school that your dad went to and obviously represent your city?
Actually, no. So, I'm the one in my family that has big aspirations of like wherever the wind takes me, I'll
Mm-hmm.
go. So, I want to say maybe at the beginning of senior year, I think I committed to Old Roberts
Mm-hmm.
University, and so I committed there. But then there was some family stuff that happened in which I decommitted, and like UTEP was still there. So I was like, I have to stay closer to
Mm-hmm.
home, and so I committed. And then so it made it easier, I guess, just to have my family close by throughout like that. And I feel like it has been a great part of my journey, just being able to be
Mm-hmm.
home, because a lot of my support systems there and the people that um, coached me and been supporting me throughout my whole journey, like they could come to the
Mm-hmm.
games and see me develop, I guess, kind of the goal that we've been working towards.
Yeah. We'll get back to your dad, but sticking with that, like, how was it playing soccer for your hometown every single night?
I mean, it was fun because it was like sometimes we would have games Friday night under the lights, so it was like a real rush adrenaline through my veins. So it was like, dang, like I have to show out,
Mm-hmm.
because it was nice. Like people that like my friends from high school or people, family friends, they would come to my games and stuff, and like I would have a huge little group
Mm-hmm.
because my mom would be inviting everyone
Yeah, your ticket list was
to come
fat.
out. And I would have like a little section.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really nice just to have the support off the field
Mm-hmm.
too, on the sideline. So it was nice.
Yeah. All right. Now going back to your dad, did he give you any advice about being a UTEP student?
Yes, because he's always pushed me academic wise because he's an engineer. And that's where I mean he was an engineer school at UTEP.
Hmm.
So he's like always asking me all these questions of like how it changed and like what advice I should be doing and using all the resources I could
Hmm.
there just because he's like, this is what I did and you should try this and then sometimes be like, Dad, it doesn't exist anymore. It's back in the that was back in the old days.
Dang, you just called him old. That's messed up. No, that's funny. No, what did he ever tell you about like his favorite restaurant that he used to go to when he was a student at UTEP?
So yeah, like actually he would. I don't I don't know if you guys been
Hmm.
there. But I'm pretty sure the marketing team sent you guys there when you guys would
Hmm.
play during your season. It was where's there's a cafeteria,
Yeah.
right? And the so he had said he would go there all the time because I guess there was like $1 tacos and stuff. Um, back then, and he was like, yeah, like they would serve him, and he's like, that's all his friends would do was like go there, eat all the tacos they
Hmm.
could because it was like $1, and then the coffee also like they could endless coffee,
Hmm.
so they would be just eating there, hanging out and stuff, and I was like, I don't think they do that.
Yeah, no, we don't do that anymore. At least, not that anybody that I know that went to UTEP would really hang out at the Union too much. We would go there in between. I know a lot of guys used to spend a lot of time at Chick-fil-A. That's for sure. Chick-fil-A was,
Oh, and Jamba Juice. I would see you guys at Jamba
yeah.
Juice before game days
Yeah,
too.
Jamba Juice. We did spend a lot of time in Jamba Juice, and we had that one class that was like right around the corner from there. So we were spending a lot of time there too, no question. All right, since we're talking,
I know
go ahead. Sorry.
I know you guys would be holding up the line.
Oh, nah, yeah, because we're always like sitting there laughing and joking and wasting everybody's time. So I apologize on behalf of the UTEP men's basketball team. We definitely didn't take our getting out of the way at Jamba Juice time seriously. We were just, there to have a good time. So I apologize. You know what I mean? But you know me, I was always trying to get guys moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, we gotta go to class. Like, go on, get your drink and let's go, man. But they always got to do something funny. All right, since we're talking about food, and you're a Texas woman, but you like to do some vacationing in Cali, I gotta ask, what a burger or In and Out?
So I want to say Whataburger in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
just because it is great in Texas. But like since it's franchising out, I don't know if people's gotten the experience that we have been talking about or what like it's well known
Mm-hmm.
for. But In and Out definitely for sure in California because I went there. Me and my family would drive to
Mm-hmm.
Tucson because we would go to Arizona for
Mm-hmm.
trips or tournaments, and we'd always drive by an In and
Mm-hmm.
Out, and their milkshakes always hit for sure with their French fries and their burger, the
Mm-hmm.
sauce.
See, that's
But
that's my thing though. I love Whataburger too. Obviously, spending some time in Texas, they definitely got a lot of great items that they got on the menu there too. But like, I don't understand why you guys compare it in the first place because no one eats regular burgers from Whataburger, which is crazy that you compare it to a burger spot like In and Out where everybody only orders burgers because that's all they have on the menu there. But then everybody's like, "Oh, Whataburger's better." And then they tell me to get a honey buttered chicken biscuit, or you know what I'm saying, or a patty melt, which is like a patty melt's not even a burger. It's different.
you're not wrong. There is a lot. I feel like there is a lot more selection at Whataburger, especially now. They're having like boneless wings on there now. Haven't tasted them, but I've been hearing they're good. So
Hey, I mean, all of their other chicken items sell really well. I feel like Whataburger is more of a chicken restaurant than it is a like a burger restaurant at this point because you have the like honey barbecue sandwich that people like. You know what I'm saying? The honey butter chicken biscuit. Those are like three of their main items. You know what I mean? And then you got a patty melt. That's it. That's the one thing that's kind of close to a burger that people get from there. But otherwise, it's not even a burger restaurant in my eyes. Nobody gets a regular cheeseburger from Whataburger. It's terrible. I've had it. It's awful.
Hey, I'm just saying, after a late night, I don't hear people complaining
Yeah, but see,
about being
that's
at
the best thing
Whataburger.
about In and Out. You don't have to wait till it gets dark out to eat it to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? You can enjoy it at all times of the day. All right, I digress. Obviously, we went off on a little bit of a tangent there. I'm sorry, but let's get back into it. Obviously, you decided to transfer from UTEP after 2 years of playing there, and you ended up moving on to D2 St. Mary's in San Antonio. What kind of factored into that decision, and how did you end up choosing St. Mary's?
Um, so uh, I just, it's kind of a lot because not a lot of people know what was behind my thought process
Mm-hmm,
of that. Only certain people. So when I decided to transfer from UTEP, it was because like I felt like I wasn't growing as a person or in the direction I wanted to go, soccer wise or education wise. Just because I was falling out of love with soccer. Um, the coaches, they're great people, but they just didn't know how to use me. And they always used saying like I was going through a software slump, but in which I was getting more burnt out just because, again, they didn't know how to use me.
mm-hmm,
And I felt like I was doing so much and I wasn't getting rewarded.
mm-hmm,
And like for the school wise, um, my goal is always to be a part of sports no matter what. Like even if it's like agent or something like that, because like I love sports. Like I know a lot about different sports, not just soccer, baseball, basketball, hockey, all of those, because I mean, I've grown up with it, especially with my brother.
mm-hmm,
And like, and I did have a meeting with the dean of business from UTEP, um, asking like, what is there something, what classes or courses should I take in order to be like, so I can get my interest of what I want to do and like tailor basically my education to it so that I can have a better understanding of like I do actually like this industry.
mm-hmm,
So I didn't get the answers I needed from them,
mm-hmm,
and it was hard because like again like I didn't know if it was during COVID. Um, not a lot of people were transferring out or leaving because again like everyone got an extra
mm-hmm,
year for playing. So it's like it was a chance that I was taking on myself, in which my parents, I don't want to say they didn't support me because they did. At the end of the day, like it was my decision. They are just they just wanted me to wait one more year in transferring, but it was either I transfer now or I quit soccer, and I didn't see myself doing that. So like it took a lot of like courage for myself to be like I'm transferring, like this is what I need to do in order to do it for myself so I can enjoy what I'm doing. And so I did put myself in the transfer portal, and it was hard because again I kind of like kept everything to myself of like what schools were I was talking to and stuff, because again like my parents are like no you shouldn't be doing it, like blah blah blah. And it was just hard because like I was doing it by
mm-hmm,
myself, and they they've never played sports in college, so it was kind of hard for them to guide me, and which they wanted me just to stay home, and I didn't want that because my ambitions were really bigger than just staying home in El Paso.
mm-hmm.
So I did. So I came across St. Mary's because the coach that's the head coach now, I've known him since I was 13, 14. because when I played in New Mexico, well, I didn't play at that time, but there was a regional team. Like people would go from El Paso, New Mexico, everywhere. Phoenix, they would come to try out for this ODP Olympic Development Program, and would try out for a weekend, and everyone like they get to pick the best of the best, basically.
Hmm.
So he was my coach when I got picked for the program, and he was at a different college before, but then he became the head coach at St. Mary's. And so he saw me in the portal, and we basically, that's how it happened because he knew who I was, knew what I wanted as a person. And like, we just had that relationship where it was open and honest. And like, it's still open and honest today. Like, um, we can just talk to each other because I mean, I see him in the office. So he always comes and like he's always looked up for
Hmm.
us as his own daughters. So like it made it easy to determine what school I wanted to go to. Just because I'm like it was more easy to have a coach that he knew my game,
Hmm.
he knew what I wanted, and education wise.
Yeah. I think that sentiment that you just shared really aligns with a lot that I share with my young guys that are going to college or looking to go to college now. And I always just tell them, like, hey, man, go where you're happy and go where you're wanted. You know what I mean? And I feel like you making that decision was like really big on you. And I applaud you for that because it's not easy to transfer, especially to leave home and leave all your family and your friends that you grew up with, um, and go somewhere else, on the other side of Texas, which, other people don't always know. Like, that's not close, it's like a 9 hour drive, so it's not close. But yeah, just like to kind of go out and do your own thing. And from what I've seen, it seems like you're a whole lot happier than like you were when you were, going through that stuff as a sophomore. And I think parents, they really want what's best for you, but obviously they're human, they don't have all the answers. So once they see like, okay, this my child is doing this and they're happy, like they're happy as long as you're happy. So it's just, at the end of the day, you can't really worry about disappointing them if you know
Yeah.
what path is right for you. You know what I mean? And you knew that. And you were right because you're a whole lot happier now. And that's really my number one goal. And I feel like it should be everyone's number one goal is to just, live every day as happy as you possibly can. So, yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Of course. So, I want to ask you, like, obviously you alluded to it a little bit, like you want to work in sports, but what really are your career goals and how's St. Mary's helping you achieve them?
So my career goals, as of right now, I do want to be part of a company, one of the like NBA, MLS, NFL, one of those, just because, um, I mean, it is one of the biggest umbrellas part of the sports industry, just because there's always like growth and more than anything in most of the sports that I've known. And like even soccer in Europe, they're starting to catch up
Hmm.
with everything. I like so I want to become on the business side just because I love numbers and stuff. So I want to end up in the business side of the sports industry just because I like forecasting, analyzing what like we can bring to the table and like what can help with the industry.
Hmm.
So that's pretty much my goal so far. Just taking baby steps one day at a time with
Hmm.
it. And St. Mary's has helped me with it because I am working as a in the business operations office in the athletic department.
Hmm.
Just by being able to do a lot because we're a small athletic department, so I get a little touch of like everything like marketing, facilities, um, just dealing with a lot of stuff because we have to be able to help each other and fast paced. So and like thankfully our head AD Rob, he is all about investing in you as a person, athlete, or whatever you want
Mhm.
as an ambition because he's like it will help him in a return on investment because it will look good for him at that St. Mary's is willing to develop us, in which they are
Mhm.
because they want to be able to grow us as people. That there is more to sports.
Yeah. Shoot. St. Mary should hire you as an ambassador. You almost got me ready to go back to school and get my degree again. Let's see if I got some eligibility left over. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right. So going back to the soccer thing, obviously you played with two different numbers. You wore 39 at UTEP and you wore 10 at St. Mary's. What's the story behind you choosing those two numbers?
So 39, everyone always has the number 3. It's like my family's number. So, but every team, and I knew a senior was gonna have number 3 or number 9 because like those are one of the most popular
Mhm.
numbers. So I was like, and that was the year we got a new coach. So I was like, hey, like maybe I can convince him to get 39, my favorite number, and then my birthday. Um, and they're like, yeah, we can get it for you. And I was like, cool, like 39.
Great. Yeah.
So that's how I came up with it because I mean, I was never going to beat a senior out for that one. They always get high priority.
Understandable. Understandable. What, what about 10?
So 10, I got offered by my coach here. I'm pretty sure that was one of the numbers available, and he was like, "We have these," and he was willing to get me 39 too. But I was like, we could, so I don't have to change my number. But I was like, no, it's okay. I'll just stick with 10.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, 10's the goat number. That's like the best, 10's the goat number. So like I told you earlier, you're the goat. So it makes sense. It fits. All right. What was the biggest difference, at least, that you saw between Division 1 soccer and Division 2 soccer?
Um, so I want to say, just because D2, does it like some schools don't have football teams? Um, like our school doesn't have a football team.
Mhm.
So I want to say like our school is more tailored to like have equal opportunity and equal value of each
Mhm.
sport as like compared to D1 where it's like more football, well known for its football and stuff.
Mhm.
So D2 is like able to get a spotlight on each sport during their season
Mhm.
just because it's it gives them more opportunity to show out and during season like it gives them to like market them and everything as compared to D1s where they just sometimes they do football and basketball
Yeah. Yeah.
and like it's just I feel like it's equal opportunity for a spotlight of each sport in D2.
Yeah. I think a lot of schools are also just now catching up to the social media wave. Like it's taking a while, but I was telling one of my friends this earlier, like it's so much easier for these schools because they're giving students like yourself opportunities to help out their social media and control their social media and stuff like that. And I remember like UTEP was doing the day in the lives, like, but they had just started doing that like when we
Yeah,
got there. So uh they were a little bit behind, but you're seeing it now, like more and more, more social media involvement and other sports that you don't really like hear about from a fan perspective, like golf or something like that, are highlighted
yeah,
more now. And obviously, they can continue to do more and get better. But yeah, I definitely see that from like a D2 standpoint. Now that you pointed out, like yeah, people are really getting the opportunity to be highlighted on an equal level. And anytime I go through a social media platform for, one of those schools. I often see like you said, a combination of here's some soccer, here's some baseball, here's softball, here's volleyball. Like it's not just, oh, I go to USC athletics page and it's 10 straight football posts and two basketball posts, and then 5 months ago there's that one volleyball post or whatever. It's like, yeah. So I agree, that's cool. I'm glad that they are doing that for you, and that they've been helping you out and highlighting you in so many different ways and helping you become the person that you wanted to become, because that was the reason that I transferred to UTEP. Like, I wanted to grow up and become a different person than, like, I was, not to be like I was a bad person, but just like, I was just like, a freshman, sophomore, I was young before that. And like, I wanted to go somewhere that was going to develop me into habits that, I perceive a man should have. So, I totally get that 100%. All right. Now we're going to talk a little bit, because you love to travel. So we got to talk a little bit about travel. What are the top three places that you've been because of soccer? And what are your top three bucket list travel destinations now?
Okay. So the top three places I have been for soccer um, was Germany for sure, my freshman year in high school. Just because it was in Europe and I got to experience like someone else's culture and stuff, and we got to play club teams like Bayern Munich, their women's development team. It was really fun. Like all teams in Europe, they have like a clubhouse for their team, and I was like, wow. And the fields were so nice. So I want to say that was my top one.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, my second one would have to be Utah this past fall, just because it was my last away big trip away with my girls from my team, and we stayed in Airbnb together, and there was like 21 of us, 22 of us in there, and like all of us managed to fit in there.
Hmm.
But it was so nice. Like we all got to do our own stuff. Like there's girls on on the porch, doing homework, drinking coffee in the mornings. It was like nice, and like we were in the mountains, and then there were some girls like we were in the living room watching football together. Others were like downstairs in the basement because there was pool, ping pong, and stuff. So like it's like we basically got to live together for like 4 complete days. But then after a while, it was like we need a break from each other. We need a break.
Right. Hmm. Okay.
And then my last one would have to be Seattle, um, because I because it's so pretty. Like the green is so pretty. Like all the trees and stuff, and driving through it. And there's place Kirkland. It's like a little I guess city within it, and it's near the water harbor. And me and my mom and one of my teammates, we would go. I want to say every other day we went there because there was like this fresh lemonade shop
Hmm.
that would be there, and we would just go there and then we'd just sit by the water and watch. So it was really pretty.
Yeah. Before you get into your bucket list, I just do have to say the Red Sox are in Seattle right now playing games, so I've been kind of paying attention to that. And yeah, like it's made me like want to get back out to Seattle, because I'm just like, oh yeah, it's such a great place to go to. It's relaxing, it's beautiful, has a lot of nice art, has a lot of natural beauty as well. Good food, just nice vibes. Hopefully, no rain when I go, but 9 times out of 10, that's probably going to happen. So, we'll see what happens with that. But all right, top three in your bucket list.
Oh, this is hard oh, because most of it I want to say is more international, just because I have traveled a lot of places here
Hmm.
in the States because of soccer.
Hmm.
But I want to say for sure one of them is Florida because I've never been. And I've been seeing pictures of the beaches. They look so pretty, clear waters. And my best friend, her parents just went there, and they went to, I guess, the most like, I want to say Cuban side of
Hmm.
it, and it looked really pretty. Like the culture there looked really pretty, and the food looked great. So I want to say one Florida for sure.
Okay, okay. I'm surprised. You guys never
Mm.
played FAU and FIU?
But it was home.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Um, I want to say my next one. Mm, dang, I don't know. I definitely Italy would be one of them. Just because one of my goalkeeper from here, she's from Italy, and she always takes pictures when she's back home, and it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Like the food looks good, everything's fresh made, and then the nature, everything looks so pretty. And my aunt just, I want to say she went out there for a wedding, and I don't remember where, but they went. She went for a wedding, and it was really pretty.
Yeah. And you got somewhere to stay out there. So that's always a plus as well too.
Yep.
Okay.
And then my last one, I would have to say the DR,
DR.
because I've been hearing a lot of stuff about like how pretty and like nice the people are there. So I want to say there. That's another great place that I want to put on my bucket list.
Okay. All right. So other than this spot in Utah, where is your favorite place to play on the road?
Mm, I want to say Dallas Baptist
Hmm.
University. DVU, just because their facilities have always been so great. Like the grass looks like professional, clean cut grass. Like the ball would just skid so perfectly across there.
Hmm.
And like the lights, playing under the lights against them was so nice. Like that was where our last tournament was for playoffs.
Hmm.
And it was just so great vibes.
Okay. Yeah. Dallas is, Dallas Baptist. I've heard some things about that school, and yeah, like you said, they take their athletics pretty seriously, and uh, a beautiful pitch is always a great place to play on. So I can't
Look at you, same
you know
pitch.
what I'm saying? A beautiful pitch. Shout out to my FIFA days. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful pitch is a great place to play on. So you can't complain about that. All right. Respect, respect. All right. What would you say is the highlight of your college athletic career?
I want to say this past year just because I wasn't going to take my fifth year because I was ready to move on to my career. Um, but I knew I would probably regret it just because, again, like all my friends were still here and stuff, and I would just probably be a GA. And so it was because no matter what the results would have been, like I'd been like, at least I'm doing it with my friends, like, and I have no
Hmm.
worries. So it was nice. Like we finished second in overall conference, which I think was one of, we haven't done that in a while for our history for soccer. I couldn't tell you, but I know for sure um, that we made it also to the championship for playoffs, and it was our second year
Hmm.
in the making the NCAA tournament. So, and I guess just like having one last season with my girls, it made it very special.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. If that's how you rolling, that's how you rolling. That's what. Yeah. I mean, I feel like the last year is always like the best year because you cherish it the most.
Yeah,
No matter what, because you look up. It's the year that you remember, obviously, most recently too, because it's like it's the last one, and you just look on everything like so fondly. Um, but yeah, last year, I mean, you guys did great. I remember seeing like. you posting on social media being like, we're moving on to the next round, we're moving on to the next round. And I'm like, okay, Jackie, she's doing her stuff. So yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with having the last year that you didn't expect to have, being with people that you love, and winning. You know, that's, I feel like that would have been the goal for me every year. If I could be with teammates I love every year, which I love all my teammates, but you like, you know, and win every year, shoot, that's an A+ year in my book, no question. All right, if you could go back and give yourself your 12-year-old self advice, what would you say?
Um, just that everything is a process, and then you have to take one day at a time because you never know what's gonna come in your path, and like not to even stress about it because there's nothing worth stressing out about, especially if it's fixable.
Yeah, like we always like to say, like can't get too high, can't get too low. Like there's no need to stress. It all works out. Just keep staying on your path, and you'll figure it out. 100%.
Yep.
Great sentiment. I would tell my 12-year-old self the same thing too. I would also tell him that whatever hairstyle he was wearing is out. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. All right. So you're conference honor roll every single year in school at UTEP, at St. Mary's. How did you balance school, soccer, and your social life? That's always the big question that I get. It's a tough to balance all three. So how did you personally do it?
It was kind of it's kind of hard, I have to admit, because it's not like you can have like the same amount of time for each one, and like you have to give and take. Just because like some you'll have energy for and some you won't. Like there's sometimes like I would have to be like I couldn't even talk to my friends. Like I would have to put my phone on D&D because it's like I need to lock in for school.
Mhm.
Like because I couldn't like talk to them, like because if not like I would get distracted. So I was like I need to lock in, like no questions. Like I'm not having a conversation with you. Like D&D, because I knew they would try and pressure me into like going out with them or hanging out, and I was like, nope, lock in.
Yeah, you're better than me. My teammates would kick my door down if I if
Yeah, they would be knocking at doors.
if I turned my phone on D&D. They'd be like, "Oh, you can't answer your phone. You too cool." Da 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 da. And I'll be like, "I'm trying to do my homework, man." No, that's funny. But I would, you know, what I would do to balance it out with that? I would always make sure that I like did my homework with them. Like if I had classes with my teammates, I would do my homework with them so that I wouldn't have that issue if possible. Obviously, like you can't all.
And how great did that work out for
It
you
worked out great.
with
It was
doing?
4-0 student. You know what I'm saying? You can't complain. You know what I mean?
Okay, but then your other teammates, how'd they do?
You know, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak on it. All I know is, you know, I did a good job in class and I was there attentive, but like, you know, I would help them out every once in a while and make sure that they understood the concepts and all of that type of stuff. But, you know, not everybody understands everything at the same rate. You know what I mean? Some people need a little bit more help than others. Um, but you know, I obviously just try to help them out as much as I can. But like you said, they gotta, everybody deals with it differently. You gotta buy into what's important for you. And like for me, like sometimes they'll be like, "Hey, let's go out to watch this movie," and I'm like, "I'm gonna write my essay that I have due tomorrow." And then they would go watch the movie, and it'll be 1 o'clock in the morning, and they're like, "Oh, I have to write this essay," and they got to make a choice because we got to be up at 7 in the morning to go to practice. So it's like, what are you gonna choose? Sleep, not working out, you know what I'm saying? School, which one is it gonna be? So that's the decision that they would make. You know what I mean? So it is up.
Hey, but you would be in bed by like 9:30
Yeah, I'm a
too.
grandpa. That's why. You know what I'm saying? My phone is, yeah, they are, y'all knew. They'll text me after 10 p.m. You're probably not gonna get a response unless I'm up playing 2K and it's a weekend. Otherwise, during the week,
Literally.
during the week. I'm
Literally.
sleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's it. Or I'll talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on the phone with my mom after a game or something like that. That's the only time I was up after that time of night. I'm out.
But you know how it always could get you to answer your phone if it was about All American.
Oh yeah. Nah, yeah. If you hit me up about All American, yeah, I would definitely answer. And I would stay up to watch All American too. I'm not even gonna lie. I would stay up.
I knew you would stay up too and wait for
I
it.
was yeah, I would sometimes stay up and wait for it. But it just depends. It depends on what I had going on the next day. But yeah, I was ready for that. That was my show. That was my show back then. All right. So you obviously are really big into music. All I have to do is go through your Instagram and go through your saved stories and see that you have a wide variety of music that you listen to. But I want to know,
Don't put me last.
I just want to know, what was your top artist to work out to in high school, college, and then I mean, I would say now, but you're still in school, so now, but yeah.
So in high school, I want to say the Migos for sure.
Mm,
They were great. I haven't got to see them in concert at Neon Desert. I don't know if you know what that is. We used to have that in El Paso, so I got to see them. So they were really fun,
yeah.
and listening to them as a youngling, they had some great music.
Mhm.
I want to say,
Yeah. Rest in peace, Takeoff. But
and before the split,
yeah, and before they split. But yeah, sad times that we don't have music by them anymore. But it is what it is. It
yeah.
was great at the time. All right. What about college?
So college, I want to say like before games, it had to be like 21 Savage, Drake vibes. Because like I would be the one on aux in the locker room
Mm,
because we had some Europeans and some of our girls hang out with the soccer guys and they're European. So they're like
mm,
techno, clubbing, and I'm like, mm, that's not our vibe, what we're going for here.
mm,
Like, we're ready to
mm.
compete.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty hype though. It gets you dancing. It gets the body moving. No.
But like when we're trying to lock in,
I
like
feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I don't know. I can't say anything because I will have, you know what I mean, people singing in my ears before games. You know what I'm saying? Singing sweet love songs and sweet lullabies.
oh,
So yeah, I probably I could be put on aux, but if I'm listening to it in these headphones right here, you can guess that it's more than likely R&B, unless I'm trying to push some weight off of my
yeah.
chest. That's the only time I'm not listening to R&B. When I got to do bench press, yeah, it's not R&B. It's probably some rock music, but I learned that one from Coach Jones. So it's what it is. Yep, it is what it is. All right, bet. So let's get into the game now. The game you're so
Oh
much
Jesus.
fearing. It's a lyric game, of course. So all of these songs I know you listen to. And I'm going to tell you this, I for sure know you listen to them because most of them
Stop.
are on your story. So we're going to see if you pay attention to the lyrics that you listen to. Are you cool with that?
Jesus. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Three songs, all right? In whatever order. This isn't from easiest to hardest. I just kind of put them out there this time, all right? So the first song is Coming Out the Bank with a Mortgage Deposit. Made myself a promise I'ma win. Never again. Broke up, broken hearted, and I'm staring at the sunset blue from the balcony.
Mm, you got me
Do
on
you
that
need to
one.
hear it again one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a hint too, since you're struggling a little bit with this. We've actually had a conversation about this song before because I asked a question on my Instagram story one time and you responded
Oh,
with this song. So let's go back into it. Coming out the bank with a mortgage deposit. Made myself a promise I'm gonna win. Never again. Broke up broken hearted. And I'm staring at the sunset blue from the balcony.
I feel like it's a song that we talk about recently, but like we always talk about songs. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like I give up. I can't get this
It's all
one.
right.
I'm gonna be so mad,
It's
and I'm gonna be so mad when you tell me.
it's I Can Have It All by DJ Khaled, her, Bryson Tiller, and Meek Mill.
Yeah, I remember our conversation about that one.
Yep.
That was so long time
It was.
ago.
It was a long time ago. But these can come from any point in your life, all right? Round two. It's okay. Round two. Round two. Here we go.
Oh,
Got me singing outside of your window, stereo and stones, throwing rocks up at your window out of my comfort zone. Tell your folks, don't be alarmed. I hope your mama ain't home. This is about the 50th time you've curved my call.
this has to be like an R&B one, right?
Yeah, I could say that. I would say that. Okay, one more time for you. Got me singing outside your window, stereo and stones, throwing rocks up at your window, out my comfort zone. Tell your folks, don't be alarmed. I hope your mama ain't home. This about the 50th time you've curved my call.
The last lyric, I recognize it, but I just can't put like a face, the artist to it.
Okay. You want to give up?
It might be your singing. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
not even singing. I'm just reading the lyrics. All right. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay.
I give up.
All right. This one's Outside All Night by Brent Fias, featuring ASAP
I knew
Rocky
it.
in New York, LA.
The the last part,
Yeah.
that would be definitely something he would say too.
Hmm. All right. The last one. This one might be the hardest. I'm going to let you know this song is older than the previous two. All right. That's just your hint off rip. All right.
Oh my god.
Okay, here's the lyrics. Last weekend, you stayed at your home alone and lonely. Couldn't find your man. He was chilling with his homies. This weekend,
Oh,
you're going out. If he try to stop you, you're going off.
my gears are not turning for this
Uh-oh.
one.
All right, one more time. Last weekend, you stayed at home alone and lonely. Couldn't find your man. He was chilling with his homies. This weekend, you're going out iffy. Try to stop you, you're going off.
Yeah, I don't know this one.
This one is Jumpin' Jumpin' by Destiny's Child. Yep. Straight off your Instagram story. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Yep. So it turns out, I guess Jackie doesn't listen to the lyrics that she's putting out on Instagram. So shame on her. No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking. It's okay.
Hey, I have to say, you didn't have any music in the background, so maybe that would have helped.
Yeah, if I
But
would have sung it how they sung
you were
it,
just
I'm just it would have helped for sure. If I'd have gave you a little melody in there, I agree, it could help. But that's not the game. That's not the game. And you lose this time,
that's crazy.
but maybe next
That's
time you'll
crazy.
win. All right. So, of course, this is the final part of the podcast, and it's the part where I put my flavor into it and I share with the world the red light jams, which I used to put on my Instagram stories as well.
Yeah, did you listen to those lyrics?
I don't know. I guess you're gonna have to test me on your podcast. You know what I'm saying? But this is mine, so I'm testing you. So this week, we're choosing songs that start with the letter H. So, what song are you choosing? It could be for whatever reason, and just let me know why.
I want to say "Highest in the Room" by Travis Scott
Mm,
because I think a lot of people knew the song when it came out, but I knew it before it came out when Kylie Jenner used it for a promotion of her
Mm-hmm.
makeup, and I was like, dang. And I really like it was just like the beat and everything like got me like
Mm-hmm.
wow like but it was like just a snippet and I was like dang I have to wait for the song to come out and then it came out and then that's like when everyone was like because I still have it saved in my bookmark from Twitter. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah, I remember that song when that song came out. Anthony Tark could not stop playing that song in the locker room 24/7. He would always play that song. Like every day we would come into the locker room, he would have that song on repeat before practice. And I would just be like, bro, like let it rest a little bit, man. Like just a little bit. But no, it's a great song. Every time it comes on,
Yeah.
it's a non-skip. I'm playing it all the way through every single time. Mine, actually going with the Destiny Child's theme, is "Hello" by Beyonce, and I chose that song because there's a lot of great songs in H, but she obviously has a new album that just came out, which
Yeah.
shout out to her because she is great. But "Hello" is just one of those songs. Like once again, in my earphones when I'm working out, if I hear "Hello" come on, I'm probably gonna start getting hyped because like the way she sung that song, top tier. And I feel like I'm shoot. I feel like I was falling in love, and I no, but for real though, you know what I'm saying? Like that song just makes you freaking feel feelings that like you don't even have, might not even have yourself. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Beyonce and "Hello." I usually don't try to do anything that's really too crazy mainstream, but she's the queen. So you know,
You have to hop on.
yeah, I have to put it in the playlist. All right. Lastly, is there anything that you want to shout out that you have going on, or that your friends or family have going on?
Well, the summer I'm gonna be hanging out with my girls and my family, so I'll be going to Austin with my friend Liv to watch Janae.
Mm,
I know she's one of your favorite artists,
hmm.
so we're gonna see her concert. and
Lucky you.
and then I'll be going to California with my girl Alex.
Mm-hmm,
Um, we're gonna visit a lot of beaches.
mm-hmm,
Don't know where we'll go,
mm-hmm.
but so that's gonna be fun. And then my girl LeVay, we're gonna be probably going to Phoenix to go visit one of our other friends. But a lot of traveling.
A lot of traveling. I want all of my California, Phoenix, Austin people. If you see Jackie out on the street while she's enjoying her vacation, be nice to her. You know what I'm saying? Offer her a nice, I don't know, nice dessert or something like that from your city. Maybe an ice cream cone or something like that. You know what I mean? Just make sure she has a good time. All right. But I do want to say thank you, Jackie, for joining the episode this week. You were a great guest. You had a lot of great insight. Thank you for sharing with us this week. And is there anything else you want to say to the people?
No, it's always just a good time talking to you, Ountae. We always have fun.
We always
It's
have
always a
fun.
good time.
Always, yeah. Y'all, that big smile of yours always puts a smile on my face. So I'm glad that we got to conversate again because it's always great, like you said. Yeah, and that's it for the Tay Talks podcast, episode number 8. We out.